Your defenders are feeding in a situation where they are not going to win, so we're going to reward them for being stupid. We are back.
We're back. We
Can't
had
keep us away.
We had an all-star weekend because I'm a busy bitch.
Yeah.
Hello.
We needed a week to digest all of that.
Yeah, all of the all-star weekend stuff. Of course, that deserved an entire extra week to dissolve or to digest.
So many just game-changing information.
Oh yeah. Welcome to the Full Tank Podcast. I'm Connor.
I'm Ben.
Here by Ben. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm really tired. I had my friend's wedding on Saturday.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Anyone I would know?
No, he's in Paris right now.
Nice.
And I'm still exhausted from it. And that was on Saturday, and we're recording on Tuesday.
I feel that, though. I know exactly what you mean, though. Yeah, we had a little break just because I had to get my life sorted. I'm getting a job, and I'm going to be moving back out to Washington.
Very nice.
So, yeah, we're back, though. And hopefully back next week as well.
Back to that 3-hour delay.
Oh, yeah. Love the 3-hour delay. Hey, it works for me. I get to record it. Wait, when do I usually record then?
Like
I usually
4:30.
start at 10. Or, yeah, 4:30. I was thinking the other way. Yeah, I get it done in the middle of the day.
Because
nice.
Like we'll get off, and I'll be like, well, I'm going to probably get started and go to bed soon. And you'll be like, okay, I'm going to go eat dinner. Like, okay.
It just works better for me on that time frame. I always tell people
much better.
in Washington, I say the best way to fix your sleep schedule is to have a shitty sleep schedule in Cleveland for 23 years and then move to Washington. It just fixes your sleep schedule.
You right. Oh, that's smart.
But yeah, so we had All-Star Weekend go on, which was it's All-Star Weekend.
It was pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, it's good fun. It's good mindless fun while we have our little break.
And most importantly, we're actually getting Pokemon news
today.
3 months. Yeah, in like an hour 45. I said I wanted to record a little earlier today, solely so I could watch it.
We'll talk about that more later, but I know that you're very excited for it.
Oh man, I'm so excited for it.
I'll honestly probably tune in just because I know that it's actually happening now because of you. So might as well.
I'll throw the link into the chat.
Nice. But yeah, we also had Anniversary start up a few days ago. New PTR changes came through, so we got some stuff to talk about while we still have nothing. Stage 3. No Stage 3 news going on. We still don't even know the map rotation for Stage 3.
Oh, we don't? Wow. Okay, let's jump right into the PTR changes, because we just got a fairly sizable PTR change last week, I believe. This week?
Yeah, on the 23rd.
The 23rd. And it's fairly impressive, because we didn't get anything with Anniversary, so hopefully these go in before the new patch hits, or for Stage 3, because I think it will, because it's actually a lot of cool stuff that's going to affect it.
I think they wanted to throw this up early so that they could get it over, tested over the All-Star break so that they could hopefully get it in for Stage 3.
There's only a few hero changes. Baptiste, his now Biotic Launcher, has 12 heal ammo instead of 10. Mm-hmm. And his Amp Matrix duration is increased from 8 to 10 seconds, so it stays up longer.
This reminds me of like the Ana change when they did the Ana change. And remember how just for her they just increased her clip size by 2 and then
it wasn't by 2. I thought she went from like 8 or 10 to 14 in her clip.
Oh yeah, and then they pumped up her rate of fire a little bit, and that just made her meta for all that time.
I mean, no, I don't think that wasn't during like season 2 Beyblade meta. That was like a year ago or something.
That was a while ago when they finally like did that finally added that quality of life for Ana and made her actually playable. Because man,
it wasn't when she. It was closer to, I think, more. Actually, I have no idea when, because it was probably at least within the last year and a half of Overwatch, I think, because that didn't happen during Beyblade meta.
I don't think it did.
Because
No,
that
because that would have
change,
been broken.
that change came up when I was playing, and Beyblade was before my time.
So you did get to actually experience like old fire rate Ana.
Yeah, I believe so.
It was awful, especially because I was really trying to make Ana work. I was playing with my buddy from Best Buy, and me and him would just play Ana Bastion all the time.
Oh,
and
that's
just
filthy.
try and make that work.
Now imagine that time, but just playing Bastion Baptiste.
Right. Yeah. So I think this could. I mean, I don't think it's going to make him necessarily better than some of the healers right now, but it's going to make him a little better.
I think it's very nice because playing with Baptiste for a bit, I have noticed he does need to reload quite a bit, especially with the reloads linked to both of his ammos. And the Matrix does feel like it goes away really quickly.
Yeah, and just those 2 seconds, it's a good amount of time for sure.
Okay, so up next we have arguably, like, this one didn't get as much buzz, but this one is arguably the most important change of this entire patch.
Sure.
D.Va's defense matrix got nerfed.
Again,
so instead of now being 15 meters long, it's 10 meters now. So you can't randomly hold up your defense matrix and expect to eat something that you haven't even seen.
They always try and do these like little things to her defense matrix to kind of try and make it a little more skill based. I think this is going to be the most significant one so far.
Well, I mean, you were there when they switched it from 4-second defense matrix to 2-second, but didn't change its recharge time.
Oh my god,
that was bad.
Because what they did with that, like the patch that made D.Va kind of broken was when they increased her damage, or no, they decreased her damage just a little bit, but then made it so that she would walk faster in her while she was firing. Yeah. And then just did that defense matrix change, and then she was just broken. It was stupid. I mean, they didn't even need micro missiles for her at that point because of how just overpowered that was.
Remember when she was like 80% armor?
Oh my god, I
didn't even play for that time, but like I see old clips of like 500 health, 400 armor D.Va. I'm like, how is this fun?
It was not. Well, it was really fun to play as D.Va.
Well, yeah.
But it was just miserable to play against her. But yeah, so this one should make it a little more skill-based again, and any kind of change that they do for that, I'm always in favor of, so I'm happy with that change.
I mean, I think D.Va's still an insta-lock. That just means D.Va needs to play more aggressive.
Oh, God.
I mean, maybe this will be less goats, because you see a lot of D.Vas just taking these weird angles to try and eat grab, because that's just so cheeky. So now they're going to have to be more selective on that, and maybe D.Va won't be as much of an insta-lock, even though she still probably will be an insta-lock.
Yeah, she probably will still be, but hey, what can you do? You got to make these small changes every once in a while just to see if something will stick.
And so next we have the most popular one we've seen online.
For sure.
That just went viral is the McCree changes. His primary fire recovery has reduced from 0.5 seconds to 0.4.
And of course, the clip that was going around was Aimbot Calvin on the practice range, figuring out the new fire rate and like kind of freaking out, getting a 6K right away. I mean, it's Calvin, so.
It's so quick now. Like, if you do the math on it, this seemingly small change from 0.5 to 0.4 second recovery has increased his DPS by 25%.
Jesus. He goes through a clip. What is it? 1 whole second faster now? I think.
Not quite. Yeah, technically, be by about 0.6.
Yeah. So I mean, but that's big for McCree especially. It's always kind of been the war for the mid-range DPS spot between McCree and Soldier, and I think this is gonna put McCree back on top. Yeah. So,
I mean, by the end of the GOATs, we did see a lot of people trying to throw in McCree onto some sets, like on Oasis well.
And during All-Star break, we got to see some Pine McCree again, which was fun.
Oh man.
I always like seeing Pine McCree, even
so
though
maybe now we'll see McCree in more as like a tank buster, I guess.
Maybe. I think that the next thing that's gonna have to happen for him is just, you know, like a slight damage buff, but it's such a slippery slope with him because that Fan the Hammer is so good. I think they could keep the Fan the Hammer damage the same and just kind of buff up primary fire a little bit. I think that would kind of put him in a really good range, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
The one change I saw a while ago that I would love with McCree is being able to use his dodge, first of all, like any direction you really want.
Yeah.
But also when you're in the air, be able to like dodge roll yourself down or to the sides.
So like kind of give you a little bit more air mobility.
Yeah, think of it as like a Super Smash Bros. Air dodge.
I'd be fine with that.
Any direction you want.
Even up in the air? Give him a double jump?
That's a bit absurd, but because imagine just you jump in the air as McCree and then you just air roll yourself up.
All right, we'll program it into the what's it called?
On the workshop?
Yeah, the workshop.
Any of our viewers, any of our listeners on workshop? I have no idea.
Then
our past two have gotten 3 views, so
nice. We'll make Smash in Overwatch finally.
No, somebody already did that.
I'm not shocked, honestly.
Yeah. My favorite actual change of this PTR patch was the Orisa change.
Oh yeah.
Now she can deploy her shield without interrupting her reload.
I figured that's how it should have always been.
It should have.
Because she's using different arms for each thing. She could do both things.
She already has like the highest, like the longest reload in the entire game.
I think it is actually the longest.
And it's so easy to interrupt.
Yeah.
It's ridiculously easy to interrupt. If you do anything, it's just like, oh, time to reload again. But now you can deploy your barrier while you're reloading. It's just so much nicer.
I don't think this will do too much for Orisa. I think it's just a good quality of life thing.
See, I don't
think it's gonna
it probably will boil down to just being a quality of life change, but this legitimately makes her a better tank.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because her shield uptime is just now an effective 3 seconds longer whenever she wants.
Yeah. And it allows her to back off better so that she can actually, she can drop back while reloading, still heal or still drop shields and get into the fight a little bit quicker. It's an indirect buff to her DPS, I guess you could say.
It's like this is the kind of change that like Wrecking Ball's adaptive shield when he's in ball mode. It's just a nice change. I just love it.
Yeah. Next one, just another kind of quality of life change for Symmetra. Her teleporter can now be interacted within 1.5 meters instead of 1 meter. Just quality of life. I feel like it's just one of those small things that they just kind of want to make everything feel a little bit more
they said the developer comments is this is primarily a quality of life improvement, as was possible to create a teleporter that she was actually unable to interact with unless she moved toward it.
Oh really?
That makes sense because you want to drop your teleporter and be able to actually use it.
Right.
But this could be deceptively good because now people can just spam getting in and out from wherever they want.
I can
get out of dodge quicker.
You have to be. I mean, in order to be, still in the fight and doing that, you need to position the portal within, line of sight of the enemy and in between you. So you kind of have to be shooting through the portal in order to be bouncing back and forth. But yeah, why not? I'm fine with that.
Want to be a fun interaction change / completely oppressive and I never want to see in the game.
Oh God, what?
Baptiste and vulnerability field, just anything with a health bar gets the little shield on it.
So even teleporter,
turret from Torbjorn, and all of her little turrets.
That'd be well, what else is deployed?
I don't want this to happen. Don't get me wrong.
They should though. What's the worst that could happen?
Because what would this all affect? Symmetra's teleporter and turrets and Torbjorn's turret, right?
Is there any other built things right now that have health bars?
So
I don't think so either. So it wouldn't be too much. I think that'd just be a good quality of life change for him. I'll email Blizzard.
I guess Symmetra or Sombra's translocator too.
Yeah, but if you're throwing translocator into an invulnerability field, you're playing Sombra wrong.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want this to happen because I think this could legitimately make like Symmetra and Torbjorn really good.
Well, the next change might change your mind on that.
Like, I'm completely okay. That's true. I'm completely okay with Symmetra being unplayable because she's so not fun to play against.
Right. Yeah.
There shouldn't be as big of a skill gap on a single character where it's like you're either god tier hard carrying every single game or you're complete trash at her.
Right.
And
Symmetra is
that
the
bad.
primary example for that.
She has the lowest play rate of any hero, I think, at least in a professional sense. But like, and it's because you're either oppressively good or just bad with her. And I'd rather have her in that state than actually be seen in every game because she's so annoying.
Like Seagull still loves playing as Symmetra, which I always enjoy watching him play Symmetra.
Man, you mentioned Torbjorn.
Yeah, Torbjorn. He got a nerf, which I don't know why, because it's Torbjorn.
Oh, I didn't actually see the math on this. His rivet gun secondary fire damage per pellet reduced from 12.5 to 10.5, meaning every time he left clicks, it loses 105 damage.
Yeah, I mean, like, I didn't know that he had that much damage to be putting out. I mean, in general. Because how many pellets does he fire out per secondary shot? It's only like 6 or 7, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I could do the math on it, but
fuck that.
Yeah, I think it's actually 10 because it says 10.5.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, so now it's 105 versus 125 per shot.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not as bad as I thought because literally losing 100 per shot just seems completely absurd.
Right. But I don't see why this was 100% necessary. It's Torbjorn.
It says his damage output of his secondary fired while using his overload was too high, especially given his increase in survivability, that 250 health.
So why not drop the damage of it while he's in his overload ability? You know, why stunt him all around when you could just drop it in just an overload, you know?
Well, let me paint you a picture. You remember when they switched Roadhog, where they gave him more shots, but they decreased their damage? Right. They said it's effectively the same DPS. That made him ass.
Well, yeah, but eventually
it's different reasons, but
right. Yeah, because Hog at that point was he was able to do the hook one shot combo on like everything under 250, I think, and he was able to pretty reliably kill everything at 250 still.
I miss that. I miss Broken Roadhog.
Broken Roadhog with the wonkiest hooks ever, where
being able to crack a tracer, get her out of clip, and then just kill her. It's the most satisfying thing in Overwatch.
You can still do it, but like it's not as satisfying anymore.
No, I love right clicking in a direction at a squishy and then one shotting their head because all the bullets just hit in the right places.
Oh, so satisfying. Yeah, I think that they could have changed this to a damage reduction only in overload ability. I mean, kind of they did something similar to that where they
brought it back in overload. Like, what? I get why they did it, but I think it should have stayed the same. I disagree with this. Let's see more Torbjorn.
Yeah.
We want goats to die. Why are you making it harder to beat goats?
Right. Exactly. Well, I didn't even go over these game mode updates.
Yeah, this is the big one. There's another big one that happened with Assault. So the 2CP, now whenever you capture the first point, you only get 3 minutes instead of 4.
Okay, that's good.
So much nicer. So basically, it'll help make the games be a bit shorter. I misread this and I thought it was 3 minutes a pop, which I loved even more. God, that'd be so much better. Oh man, that'd be so much better. Yeah, so now it's 7 minutes. Hopefully it'll be a bit quicker. But now the thing, it switches up. Upon losing point A, any defenders that are dead or that die shortly thereafter will have a maximum respawn of 3.5 seconds.
So basically, if you get killed right as they cap point A, you'll be back in 3.5 seconds.
Yeah, basically, if they cap point A, instead of having the 10-second or so respawn that you had to go through before, it's now 3.5. You're back. Prevent snowballing. That's so good. On the fence about this.
I think that's nice just because it allows. I don't like those snowbally things. I think that's not fun to watch necessarily. Just
it makes the games longer.
But then they balanced it by giving you only the 3 minutes.
But my God, I'm okay with the snowball because it gets it takes you out of 2 CP all the more quickly.
Right. It gets you out of that hell.
There's always one bad team that tries to play bunker and then they lose and they don't get the second point.
Right.
But this just makes it so each team is going to use their full 7. And every game will be at least 15 minutes or so.
Jeez. I tried to load on to console Overwatch today, and I tragically found out that my PlayStation Live subscription is expired.
Oh no!
And I'm unemployed still, so I couldn't buy more.
You don't have $60 to drop. Can't you pull out one of your old games and see if it has a free 7-day trial to PS Plus in it?
I thought you were about to say old games as in old games, like my old NES games. I was like, the only things I have left from my NES games are $60 and above, and I'm not selling those.
Nah.
I can go through all my stuff, but I doubt it.
Because I know at least the first generation of the PS4 games, they all came with a 14-day free trial for PS Plus.
I'm gonna go try and look through those. I don't know which games I have that are that old, but I don't know. We'll find it. Maybe I'll get 2 days.
I like looking at the notes here that say, additionally, sometimes defenders fight late with good intentions at point A and end up staggered from their team when A falls. It's so you mean your defenders are feeding in a situation where they are not going to win, so we're going to reward them for being stupid.
Right. That's exactly what that means. That's the Blizzard language there.
Just get rid of 2 CP and then everything will be much better.
Right. Just make a new game mode and then replace 2 CP and everything will be fine.
Please. For the love of God.
You'd probably actually see a huge spike in player base after that.
Man. I want to see the correlation between getting rid of 2 CP and the increase in players.
Right. Getting rid of 2 CP, deleting Brig, and the increase in players.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other big one that's coming with this one is going to be the replay feature.
We finally got replay feature.
The last 2 kind of changes like these that they put in, and they said in a recent interview that 2 community requested features that are coming in are one that was not known as much, and then the one that was more asked for. And
I assume that
the
was
workshop was the one that kind of nobody wanted, but everyone's happy that it's here. And the replays is one that people have been asking for since the start of the game.
Yes.
And now we finally get it. So this is really good.
Yeah. So now you can watch the past 10 most recent matches from any vantage point. First person, third person, bird eye views. You can see it all with this tool. Yeah, it's just a good feature. I assume this is why that the past 6 months or so, Blizzard has been cracking down hard at third-party replay, game recording features, that kind of stuff.
Right. Well, I mean, and this is also good just because it gives obviously the pro players new tools to go over scrim matches. That will be cool. And I would hope that they would have some kind of way for other people to have access to other games, maybe. I would love to see somebody like Jane get a hold of, the replays for League games. I think
he has the all access pass. That's all he needs.
He does have an all access pass.
I assume he does.
But yeah, I would love to be able to do stuff like that on just like everyone can do stuff like that, you know? Because I mean, what's that going to affect, you know?
Yeah.
Letting everyone play around with the matches. So I think that maybe they should, maybe they'll have something in there like where you can upload them if you want to or something. I don't know. We'll figure out when it comes out. That should be coming, or that is on PTR right now. I haven't got a chance to play around with it, but I'm gonna jump onto PTR soon probably and see how that looks.
Yeah. So all around some solid changes, some bad things like I don't like the defense matrix change.
Right.
Don't like the Torb change, but I like you making some of the heroes a bit better, except Symmetra. Replays are a nice feature. And they also added a couple things like anti-nade will now be cleansed when Sombra uses her translocator to get out of there.
Oh, that's good.
And its sticky is a bit. The translocator escapes off sticky surfaces better now.
Nice.
Which is either a good thing or a bad thing.
I actually like when it gets stuck to things because, I mean,
can't shoot it.
One thing that I really like to do is throw a translocator up on a, curved surface and skate down it, Yeah. I think that works really well. So I kind of don't like that, actually.
So, like, now will we get the clip when RCK threw his translocator on the top of the roof on
Dorado?
Nepal.
Oh, yeah.
And slid down into the EMP.
Yeah. That would be kind of different.
Bad. I mean, I'm okay with this because Sombra can be very oppressive too, and if they're looking at switching up goats, I'm fine with Sombra, just going back to obscurity.
Yeah, fine by me. If Sombra has to die so that other DPS might live, that's fine.
Oh, man.
But yeah, good patch.
Got all the new anniversary stuff. How are you enjoying Anniversary, by the way?
I haven't had too much of an opportunity to play any of the Anniversary stuff myself, just because I've been so busy. But I'm gonna be probably after this. I'll probably log on my PC and get some skins and everything, and try out old game modes because I miss some of the game modes every once in a while.
The one for today is Lucio Ball, or at least was. Until
it's on rotation. Okay.
Yeah, they did that last year. Every day they have a different mode. They'll switch up actually at 8, so it's probably gonna not be that for a bit. We got some new skins. Actually, a fair amount of epic skins. All of them are bad.
Yeah, the epic skins are not that great. I like the Midnight Diva one just because I like purple, but
yeah. Well, I think it's disappointing. So they actually released 5 new epic skins. They released Carbon Fiber, Pharah, and Doomfist, and they're like a black and red, which I personally like the black and blues a bit better. But
me too.
An electric Widowmaker, which is basically just white Widowmaker, which basically just looks like a away team London Spitfire.
Yeah.
Just a purple Diva skin called Midnight,
which is fine.
And a brown Sombra skin called Oro.
And that looks terrible.
Like, these are disappointing to me because they've had such a good track record recently of good epic skins.
Right.
And we're not getting them.
What was the last really, really good epic skin that I saw?
I mean, the one from a Lunar New Year, they had the like Lion Dragon Orisa.
Oh, yeah.
Last year's epics, I mean, for this same event, Bitrate Lucio looked different enough. Lightning Tracer, where she has a different hair color and color scheme, and Venom Soldier. All good skins.
Yeah, Venom Soldier was great.
All great skins.
Huh. Do you have any favorites from this year?
Yeah, so the new skins, we got the one that the Diva skin that breaks the internet is Academy Diva, where she's dressed like a Korean schoolgirl.
It's a fucking nerd.
It's a good skin.
It's a good skin.
I think they overhyped it. It's certainly not breaking the internet, especially after they released Honeydew May.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm all about.
Now, for the past 3 years of Overwatch, the biggest question was, is May actually this thick, or is it just the clothes she wears?
She's that thick.
Yeah, this is the skin. She's in the jorts.
Oh.
A little ice cream vendor, and she really that thick.
She is thick with 3 C's, ladies and gentlemen. Thick with 3 C's.
I got the skin. It looks awful from a first-person perspective.
Does it?
Yeah. It looks really awkward because it's just her arms and, like, her weird gloves.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Speaking of thick with 3 C's, Winston got a pretty damn cool new skin.
This is probably the best one.
I love this one. The gargoyle skin.
We got Gargoyle Winston. It's just him as a gargoyle, and it's fantastic.
He looks like he's constructed out of the stuff from Final Point on Blizzard World. He looks like he blend right into Blizzard World Third Point.
He looks so good.
That's a really good one.
They came out with Orbital Pharah, which I think looks awful.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that one.
Like, good for Blizzard that they're actually releasing a non-blue legendary Pharah.
Right?
But, like, this could have been an epic.
Yeah, for sure. This is like the May Christmas skin for sure. It could have been an epic.
This is easily an epic, but no, it's a legendary.
Yeah. Give us
Riot Police Brigitte, which is a pretty cool one.
This could have been an epic though, too. Don't you think?
Really? No, I don't think it could have been. This is too much work, and it's pretty sweet. My only complaint is that it's too brightly colored but I think it's really cool. And she's fully embracing her role as the no fun police.
Right. And then another good one. I really like this one for Roadhog. His toxic skin, where he's got so like it looks like he's got an astronaut's helmet on, but it's all full of liquid, and he's got like a skull in there instead of his head. It's really cool looking.
I think they said, what if we took Roadhog's vape juice and just made that everything?
Right. Just made him chock full of his vape juice. So yeah, of this one, I would of course like the honeydew skin. If I was to choose 3 out of this one, I'd get the honeydew skin, the gargoyle skin, and the toxic skin.
My thoughts exactly.
I'll pass on the nerd diva for now, but
yeah, I could live without those. But
yeah, some good skins.
A fun one. Apparently, I believe it was on Busan. You actually got to see the Academy skin mech on one of the posters or on a
did you?
Or something. Yeah.
Oh, so they've teased this one for a little bit. Cool. Yeah.
The one thing that's interesting about this set of skins is that Diva and Pharah got epics and legendaries.
Yeah, they both. So I mean, geez, yeah, they kind of had a low character pool on this one.
Yeah,
that's fine. I mean, they've gotten so many damn skins out now. They can kind of just take it easy at this point. They've got to keep their ideas going for the next however long this game is going to survive.
Dude, the game's already dead. What are you talking about?
That's true.
Wait, did they seriously get 8 legendaries last year for last anniversary? God.
Damn.
It's pretty good.
Oh.
I mean, the first year of anniversary had, what is this, 11? Jeez.
Oh, and they had the one of my favorite skins, the Power Ranger Genji skin.
Like somebody on the Reddit the other day was like, "This is the best set of legendaries for an event ever." And I'm like, "Okay,
wait, this
young
one?
buck." Yeah.
No.
I'm
absolutely
like,
not.
It's pretty strong. I'll say it's pretty strong, probably compared to most. But like, come on, young buck, you obviously weren't here for the first set of anniversary legendaries with staples like Jazzy Lucio, Oasis, Metra, Power Ranger Genji, Dune Buggy Bastion.
Oh, beautiful.
Graffiti Tracer, Rosie the Riveter Diva, Beekeeper May. Like,
good stuff. Beekeeper May is one of my personal favorites.
Like, the worst skin in this is probably Siberian Zarya, but even that one's fine.
Even that one, because all of the original, because that was her first good legendary. Because she had just terrible legendary.
Yeah, the other ones were like dressed in winter clothes Zarya and emo Zarya.
Yeah, and they were awful.
Ridiculous.
OG Zarya skins were terrible.
Man,
and
we've gotten some good ass Zaryas though recently.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to look back through some of the other recent ones for Zarya. But like even the Halloween skins this past year had like the cool armor, the enchanted armor skin for Pharah, the slasher skin for Soldier I really liked. Oh yeah, and then the previous year for Halloween, Diva got the totally 80s skin, which is one of her best.
Yeah.
Again,
totally 80s Dragon. They got Swamp Monster Doomfist, which really should have been called Doomfish.
Yeah, they fucked up hard on
They
that one.
dropped the ball on that one, man. Why didn't they call it Doomfish?
Fuckers.
It was right there. It's right there.
I'm trying to think of like what's been the best release that they've done. I'm going back through some of them and trying to pick out what would be my favorite.
My money, it's anniversary. It's got to be the first
Anniversary first year?
It has to be, right?
I think it's gotta be. I think, yeah. I'm going back through the old ones. It's gotta be.
I mean, it'd be either that one or probably Summer Games 2017.
Summer Games 2017.
We had it was like Biker Reaper, Cricket.
Oh yeah.
Cricket, Junkrat, Bikini, Widowmaker, Grillmaster 76, Lifeguard McCree.
Yeah.
That was a good set.
That's probably number 2, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, Lifeguard McCree and Grillmaster 76, those are 2 of the best skins of the game.
He's literally raising the stakes.
Oh my god. What a beautiful skin. I remember I saw that one and I lost it a little bit. He's wearing goddamn socks and sandals in that skin.
You can't tell me that this event's better than Raise the Stakes.
Yeah. Fuck.
Speaking of which, that's coming up in like August.
Yeah, we're in like peak event season right now.
Well, that's a couple months, I think, actually, but
still, I mean, like this is when we get like that huge drop of events until we get nothing until Halloween, and then we get Halloween. Well,
it's released fairly consistently on like a 2-month schedule.
They do pretty well with that, yeah, for sure.
Because like December's Winter Wonderland, February's Lunar, Archives is April, but then it switches. Anniversary is May, Summer Games is August. Then I think that's the biggest break in between.
Yeah.
End of May, early June, and then like August is Summer Games.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so we got some new good event skins, everything. We had the All-Star Weekend. All-Star Weekend was not last week, the week before that, right?
Yeah.
Jesus,
May 15th and 16th.
Everything's bleeding together now. Yes. It was good fun. I mean, I of course like I mainly was there for the Widow 1v1s, which the finals were kind of disappointing, but I enjoyed
we'll get to that.
1v1s.
So at first we had the talent takedown. The Atlantic team won that. I don't think it really matters who won that because it obviously doesn't matter considering.
Right.
They won 2-1.
Yeah, none of this really matters, quote, quote.
Well, there was a bit of fun with this because Brencast was the player of the match.
Yeah.
For his great Widowmaker play. He was like a diamond Widowmaker player. I think he might have been the highest SR person that entire game.
Jesus.
And it was fun because he was so good that afterwards there were fans petitioning to have Bren versus Gesture Widow 1v1 at All-Star Weekend.
I don't think that would have gone well for him. I think Gesture would have just won.
It happened.
Oh, did it?
It happened later that... No, it happened the next day during the halftime of the All-Star game.
I did not see that.
He was popping off, and then he was against Gesture. Gesture, the main tank player for the London Spitfire, who was popularly known for out-sniping Soon at the beginning of King's Row. I believe he's fired 3 shots in all of Overwatch League this year, and he's hit all 3. So
nice.
It's pretty impressive. Then we had the Widowmaker 1v1 quarters and semis, featuring DM, Nene, Pine, Fleta, Carpe, Jonak, Violet, and Shu.
And go figure, DM won that.
Yeah, DM of the what team is he on? Shanghai Dragons. Actually came out and won that, which is really cool for him.
I'm happy that he did.
Yeah, he beat Nene. He like dominated Nene, if I recall correctly.
In the finals, yeah, it was. I think the final score was like 9-5. I think.
God, I don't even know. Let me pull this up.
Yeah, I think the final score is 9-5.
I think at one point he was up like 7-2 on him.
Whew,
it wasn't good. Even like close.
He's good.
How much better Nene was playing than, or that Carpe was playing than Nene.
DM.
You know what I mean. Carpe DM. I'm sad that was not the actual finals, and that Carpe,
that would have been
like
great.
The chump of a Widowmaker I think he is, didn't actually advance.
But yeah, I that was what I was most looking forward to, was the Widowmaker 1v1s. Mm-hmm. And yeah, once we got to the finals and it was Nene, Carpe, or god damn it, Nene DM. Mm-hmm. DM just kind of spanked them. So
rolled. Yeah. And then there was All-Star Arcade was next. It was fun to watch, but it didn't really matter for anything.
Right. Yeah.
Fairly forgettable. And then the official All-Star game. Now, let's actually jump back to the halftime of Gesture versus Bren.
Yeah.
Gesture absolutely wiped the floor with him.
Of course.
But I think I told you this before the match started. When they were walking on, he asked Gesture, "So what's your peak Widowmaker SR?" And he was like 46K. It's like, welp.
And what'd you say that he was at? He was at like diamond.
Diamond, yeah.
Oh god. So yeah,
peak 46K is a main tank player.
God damn. Just let him play. Just let him play Widow. Let's see more DPS again.
That being said, Bren actually got 2 rounds off of him. Gesture won 7-2. It wasn't a complete sweep.
Well, that's respectable.
Yeah, it's respectable because especially Gesture said that the final score was going to be 7-1 because he would give Bren a match for free.
Nice. I would have gotten 0. So.
Oh, same here. And it was just abundantly clear how much worse awareness Bren had versus Gesture.
Right. Like, I mean, it's the difference between a good Widow and a bad Widow is just like knowing exactly where the other Widow is going to be, you know, like, even a bad one.
It was clear Gesture was the professional player and Bren is a caster.
Right. Mm-hmm. He can talk all he wants about how a Widow should be played, but he can't actually play a Widow.
Well, he can play Widow at a decently high level, but like, there's no way he's going to be an actual pro.
Right. Yeah, then...
Yeah, going to the actual All-Star game, eat my ass, Connor, because I absolutely destroyed you on this one. I let you pick first, and I still beat you.
I thought I went with the safe bet. I thought like I had. I mean, what were the rosters again? I gotta pull that up again.
Well, the roster was the Chengdu Hunters, and sure enough, Nepal, they got destroyed 2-0 on Nepal.
Yeah, maybe I should have realized that it was all for the starting.
Yeah.
Roster.
The thing about this was that it wasn't even close. Atlantic won 4-1. And so like the first one of 3 is going to win, you know. Atlantic won the first 3 maps handedly.
Oh yeah.
Nepal 2-0, Kings Row 3-2, Paris 2-1. They gave up Dorado when Pacific actually decided to play Overwatch, but then Busan 2-0.
And that's all she wrote. Easy. All she wrote. Easy as
I let you pick because I didn't have a preference.
God damn it.
You should have had the edge, man.
I should have. And I thought I had a good edge with having 3 members of Titans on their team, but apparently they just fucked it up.
I think it's because Space was on that team, man.
Yeah, it was all Space's fault.
Like 3 of the starting roster were Chengdu Hunters. Like, okay, fan favorites, but like, are you out here telling me Yveltal's a better support than Violet, Slime, Twilight, Shu?
No, I'm not. I'm not telling you that because it's not true.
Like, even are you telling me Jinmu's a better DPS player than Sinatra, Haxel?
No, God, no.
Yeah, like, it was ridiculous. They work. That's why I say, I say Chengdu Hunters are just the Vancouver Titans, but let themselves have more fun.
Right. Absolutely.
That they can do whatever the hell they want, but that's because they're on the same team, and
Right. And they actually work well together.
can work together.
Did you by chance get to see Dogman casting? I didn't get to see that. Speaking of,
I don't think he was as crazy as I would have wanted, but it was definitely fun.
They had to tell him to chill down
Yeah.
for the.
It was also a week and a half ago, so my memory's on it's a bit rusty anyway.
Right.
So I don't know who got player of the match. I don't know if they did one.
They probably did, but it's All-Star Weekend. It doesn't matter.
Who cares? Yeah.
Nothing matters.
Nothing matters.
Do you want to get into talking about the Pokemon press conference coming up?
Yeah. So
I know you do.
Oh man. So it's been 3 months since we've gotten anything Pokemon. But then just yesterday, they were like, yo, we know you wanted some Pokemon news. So tomorrow, Pokemon press conference, 9 p.m. Eastern, which is in about an hour from now, which is why I wanted to record early. And then, bam, next Wednesday, 9 a.m., June 5th, Sword and Shield Pokemon Direct, 15 minutes of info.
Nice. Delicious. So what are your expectations for these two events? Since we're going to have both of them coming up.
So the presser, that's in an hour from now.
Yeah.
At previous events like this, they have announced Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
Okay.
As well as Pokemon Go.
Ooh.
So my thought is that we're going to be getting, this is going to be like a general synopsis of what's going to be happening in the future for Pokemon, I'm assuming.
Right.
We'll get some information. I don't think we're going to get any Sword and Shield info, considering that we're going to have a separate Pokemon Direct for it next week.
Makes sense.
My thought is we're going to get maybe 1 or 2 game announcements, maybe 3.
All
so
Pokemon
my thought,
related?
Yeah, we're probably going to get a mobile game announcement. Maybe it'll be downloadable tomorrow. Who knows?
Or that'd be nice.
And we'll probably get a spin-off title for the Switch announced.
So, I mean, like, spin-off on the Switch, like, as far as, like, Mystery Dungeon, like, that kind of spin-off?
People are projecting Mystery Dungeon, and I'm all for it. That being said, if the phrases Mystery Dungeon and mobile are in the same sentence tonight, I'm going to cry myself to sleep.
Yeah, I think if they're going to do something for main, if they do something for mobile, I would much rather see a Pokemon Stadium style game on mobile. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't you?
I don't know.
They could do like little mini games in there, and then you could have your Pokemon state. I mean,
like they've released mini games as full games before on mobile. That's one thing.
Right.
But like the necessity of a Pokemon Stadium game isn't there anymore, because the point of Stadium was like big connection with a bunch of people for competitive battling and a lot of stuff. I'm talking like Pokemon Battle Revolution and the 2 Coliseums to have a separate platform for actual competitive play. But we can reach everybody online and like even on 3DS, but now on Switch with updated graphics, I see absolutely no need for any Stadium-like game besides a mini game pack.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because I mean, yeah, really, it was to kind of have at least that fighting style on the N64, so that you could see the 3D models, you know, of the Pokemon. Especially that was the allure of it back then.
Yeah.
So I what would be a good mobile game now for Pokemon? Because I mean, it's been what, 2 years or 3 years since they released Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go was summer 2016, I believe.
That sounds right.
I believe that's right. Yeah, that was the good summer. Yeah.
That was a good summer.
That was a good summer. That was a great summer.
I even enjoyed that summer. I got out and did stuff because I was playing Pokemon Go.
Everybody did.
See, if that would have come out like this year when I was doing all my hiking and shit, oh man, I would have lost it.
I think there'll be one random Pokemon mobile game that we didn't expect. I think they actually just released like a Pokemon Rumble mobile game that a lot of people didn't like, from what I understand. But so I don't know if they'll release a full brand new title soon. I think there'll be something interesting like that. I think they might finally hit the 21st century and release an official Pokemon TCG app for mobile.
Really?
Because
Ooh.
they have their official online client for a TCG. But putting it on mobile like Hearthstone, I think that's just a good update that they can add in.
They absolutely should do that. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Because I mean, it's not like the TCG. I mean, because there was that when Hearthstone came out, there was that big rush to get a bunch of TCGs out there. So that hype has all died down. But
Except Yu-Gi-Oh!
Except for Yu-Gi-Oh, yeah.
They came
But
out with Duel Links.
what was it?
Duel Links. Have you heard of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links?
For Yu-Gi-Oh? No, I have
Yeah,
not.
I think you would actually enjoy it. It's pretty casual. It's like it's not full Yu-Gi-Oh! It's what they call speed duels that they
Oh,
implemented. 3 monster zones, 3 spell zones, 20 card decks. Really interesting. Look it up.
but I think that a Pokemon TCG app would translate
Mhm.
really well for sure,
And just like make it with your actual online client account.
so that you can actually use your card still. Like you won't have
Yeah,
to build up a whole new set. Yeah, I think that'd be good. Well,
I
can't
think
you
that's a good addition. But
when you get packs now, like actual
Mhm.
physical packs, can't you download those cards that you get into your online client?
uh, yes, asterisks.
Oh,
So
okay.
Pokemon TCG is the way any game should do TCGs now. Well, Magic is doing their thing interesting because Magic the Gathering puts their sets together with local drafting in mind, which is
Okay.
actually a really cool thing to do. But
Yeah.
what Pokemon TCG does, and all of their booster packs, they release there's a little card with a code on it,
Mhm.
so that you buy a pack in real life, you get a pack on their online game.
See, that's nice.
And additionally, when you buy an actual product like a structure deck, something like that, it comes with a code for the structure deck online too.
Oh, so like if you get a base deck, you'll get
Hmm.
that same base deck online?
Yeah,
That's nice.
it's a
Okay,
really
that's
cool way to do it.
and it would just translate so well because I mean like you could have the really cool visuals with it and everything.
Hmm.
Yeah, they should do that. I don't see why
I
not.
think it's a legitimate ask, and I think it's something that they could easily implement.
I would play the shit out of that, actually.
And then for an actual spin-off title, I think it might be a bit too early to fully announce Let's Go Johto region.
Right.
So I think they're starting to alternate years. They're going to do alternating years with that.
So instead of
But
doing like
yeah.
the remake mainline alternation like they used to do, they'll
Mhm.
do the let's go and then mainline alternation.
I'm thinking, yeah.
I'm fine with that. I think that's fair.
I'd love if we got an actual Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Switch announcement for like, I don't know, next month, a year from
Yeah.
now, this time in a year from now.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. To put into perspective how much I love Mystery Dungeon, I say the best Pokemon game created is Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky. Uh,
Wow. That's full stop Pokemon game, period. Your
yeah.
favorite. Damn. Was that on advanced?
No, DS. Highly
Yes.
recommend
Okay.
playing it. Highly
Well,
recommend.
the only two on advanced were oh shit, I don't remember the names for it, but it
No,
was
the
it
only
was
one on Advance was Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team,
that's right. That's right.
because that was released with Blue Rescue Team, which was on DS.
Nice. Well, yeah, I hope that they do that because I think that they need to do more shit for the cool little side games for,
Mhm.
especially bringing it to the Switch. I there needs to be more Pokemon on Switch for sure.
That'd be such a good game to have on Switch too.
Yeah,
Oh man, the
I
portableness of it's fantastic.
yeah, why not?
There people have wanted a Pokemon Ranger game on Switch. The last
Was
one we got was Pokemon Ranger Guardian Signs, I believe, in like 2010, 2011. I don't even know if it was that late.
what are the differences between that and the Mystery Dungeon?
Oh, Pokemon Ranger, there's absolutely it's like you don't catch any Pokemon. It's like think you're literally like a park ranger trying to solve problems.
Oh. So is it kind of like a strategy game?
No, it's like an action. Like you have a Pokemon jumps on your screen, and you have to like trace circles around it with the DS with a stylus.
Okay.
So it was October 4th, 2010. Um, yeah, and they would have like a story with that, and you would like capture Pokemon to either help out with other captures or clear environmental hazards and stuff like that.
Cool.
Really
So
cool,
they can
really
do.
interesting game. Really fun. Highly recommend it. Fun fact: the only way I think even now to legitimately get a Manaphy, I don't know about it nowadays, but that's what it was originally.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Only through that game, huh?
Through the
So they,
original. And the best part about through the original Pokemon Ranger from 2006, my very first DS game, was that it was
nice.
only linked to one per copy of the game. Like
So
physical copy of the game.
the only Manaphy's that are out there are the only ones that were released with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty
Because
cool.
there'd be a specific, like once you beat the game, there'd be a specific thing where you can do these 4 special bonus missions that you can do. And in that tool, you can unlock the Manaphy mission that you can only play through once.
Huh. That's
It's
pretty
really
cool.
interesting. But yeah,
I love how they do stuff like that. Like they actually have like hard to get Pokemon, you know, because they've always done little things like that.
I mean, I'm
From the
glad that
start.
they're steering away from that and just doing like events now,
Right.
because the whole thing of there's like a limited amount of Mews. You go into Toys R Us for like 3 hours and you still don't get a Mew. That's one thing. Yeah.
Wait, Toys R Us. There's no Toys R Us's anymore.
Yeah, that's how old I am.
Jesus.
It's not even that old. That was like this past year. Um,
Right.
yeah. So
Uh,
presser
speak,
information would be like, yeah, couple mobile games, hopefully TCG, maybe some other creative game, and then maybe a mystery dungeon game.
nice. Well, I hope that you get all you wish for
I do.
in that.
And then June 5th direct next week.
Nice. And that will be the Sword and Shield.
Yeah,
Direct.
15 minutes of Sword and Shield.
Cool. And we'll probably have we gotten all the starters yet?
Yeah, yeah. So
We got all the starters, but we haven't got their evolutions yet, right?
no, yeah. To put
Okay.
into perspective, they did the official announcement. Like they had, okay, here's the press conference tomorrow. Oh, and don't worry, a full 15-minute presentation on Sword and Shield will be next week.
Nice.
So nothing in the information tonight will probably be Sword and Shield related.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten literally anything new about this game since the actual announcement trailer for it 3 months ago.
Oh. A game similar to that we actually briefly touched on Twitter. We're finally going to be getting some more information on Death Stranding coming up.
That's tomorrow, right?
Is it tomorrow? What's today? The 28th? Oh yeah, it's tomorrow. I don't know what they're gonna do. They're probably gonna give us a release date, which I'm very excited for. I really hope that they say this year, because I could see Hideo Kojima being like, no, it's gonna be next year. Fuck all y'all. But I think that they're gonna release it hopefully holiday season this year, and I think it'll probably be Sun and Shield will be a holiday season this year too, right?
Sword and Shield will be like mid-November, like it's been the past however many years.
Yeah. So we'll get that soon. I hope that we get Death Stranding around the same time this year, because goddamn, I'm hoping that I cannot wait for that game.
Because the last piece of Death Stranding info we got was the E3 trailer last year, right?
That was the actual like last footage or anything that we got for it, and then the past 3 or 4 days we've just been getting. It's only been 2 days actually that we've been starting to get just like these handprints, and then just like little clips going on in the back of them with cryptic writing on them, and I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
But I love it, and I cannot wait.
Yeah. We'll talk E3 stuff next week, because I don't think we're going to be talking the week after that.
Right.
But
yeah, I think that we'll definitely get some. Hopefully, we'll actually get some just straight up gameplay tomorrow. I don't think we will until E3, but I'd like to just see just moment to moment gameplay and then a release date. If we get 5 minutes of gameplay and a release date, I'll be happy with tomorrow's. So we'll see.
Yeah. So Pokemon press conference predictions. No, I mean, not press conference, the Pokemon Direct predictions.
Yeah.
We'll probably get a bigger trailer than what we got last time.
Right.
Fully exploring probably the Galar region, what we can expect from that. I predict we'll get the box art legendaries from the game. Probably, people are predicting knightly looking wolves featuring a sword and a shield. Of course. Maybe we'll get some random other assorted Pokemon and that as well. Probably looking at directly like sort of the gyms, because apparently the gyms are featured, like at least what they're calling the gyms are featured in like the actual name in Japan or something like that. And
Yeah.
they usually release the gimmick that way, so I think gyms are actually going to be more important nowadays.
I hope so.
And I think probably the biggest part is whatever is going to be the gimmick of this generation.
So, I mean, gimmick-wise, like the Mega Evolutions and things like that. Okay.
Mega Evolutions in Gen 6, Z moves in Gen 7.
Okay. So, have you heard any rumors of what the gimmick might be?
So, the rumor this time around is Armored Evolutions.
Okay.
Because I think they re-trademarked Armored Mewtwo recently.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also because they have a shot-for-shot remake of the Pokemon first movie. Oh, that's another thing that we probably might get tomorrow.
Wait, what?
What?
They're having a shot-for-shot remake of the first Pokemon movie?
Yeah, what appears to be a shot-for-shot remake of it.
What the fuck?
So we might get some more information. Actually, we'll probably get information on that tomorrow as well. I forgot about that.
Oh.
Or I mean, not tomorrow, in like 45 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
The prediction is we'll get in the movie, we will get Gen 8 Pokemon reveal from it.
Nice.
Because
I would love that.
If you recall from the first Pokemon movie, you remember it fondly, of course, correct?
I was there on opening night. It was my birthday that day.
Oh,
and Radio Disney was at the theater. Yeah. Radio Disney was at the theater, and they asked the crowd a question. Mm-hmm. And they said, whoever gets this question gets a free t-shirt. And my brother screamed his head off to get them to come over to come ask me the question. Mm-hmm. And the question was, what movie are we seeing right now? And I said, Pokemon 2000. And they gave me a goddamn shirt.
Oh, that's not the first movie.
Or wait, which was the first movie?
The one with Mewtwo.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You said 2000. That was the third movie.
That was the one with
Entei. Okay.
It was the one with Mewtwo.
Okay.
But well, yeah, I said that, and they gave me a free t-shirt, and it was the best day of my life.
Tyler Etchell coming in clutch.
Thanks, Ty.
No, but if you recall fondly from the first movie,
I do.
That right at the beginning of the movie, there's the random dude with the bandana and vest comes in, challenges Ash to a battle, and he revealed Donphan to everybody.
Okay.
So the thought is, since they revealed a Gen 2 Pokemon, when they remake the movie nowadays, they'll reveal a Gen 8 Pokemon in that battle. Damn. I like that. I really like that thought.
I just want to see it again.
Completely changed up graphics too.
Nice. Very exciting.
But yeah, for June 5th, box art legendaries, new Pokemon. There's 15 minutes of it, so who knows? And then probably like a new gimmick. Armored Evolutions, like I said, they rechanged. They got the trademark for Armored Mewtwo, which I think is solely because of the new Pokemon movie, Pokemon movie. But people, of course, like to speculate.
They sure do.
Entirely. So who knows? Might be something with armor. I hope it's not, because just give us Mega Evolutions.
Right. More Mega Evolutions.
Yeah. Because Megas were fantastic.
Yeah. But they were really cool.
Yeah. I'm excited for that this next week. 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific.
Oh boy. Speaking of disappointments.
Do you want to I'm on the other side, man. You want to start this conversation differently?
I do.
You want to start this conversation in a different way without the slander?
Yeah, I'll retract that statement. Speaking of subverted expectations.
Good things.
Game of Thrones finally fucking ended. And I
don't sound so relieved.
It's finally over.
Don't sound so relieved, my dude.
I'm partially relieved. I'm sad to see such a storied and well written, for the most part, show
And did exactly how they teased it would since the beginning of the show.
Partially, but yeah. I have my complaints. I have my what I liked about it, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed looking at it. It was very pretty, of course. All of season 8.
Here, explain to me your complaints, and I will explain point by point why you're wrong.
Okay, let's. As I said, I think I might have brought this up in the last episode. There's different ways to subvert expectations, and I think that they subverted a couple expectations incorrectly with this past season.
Mm-hmm.
For example, like the big one being, that wasn't necessarily a subverted expectation, but we're getting to spoilers territory here, so spoilers for the next like 10-15 minutes or so.
The rest of the episode, yeah.
Yeah, probably. So my big complaint with the first half of the season was the lack of development on the Night King's part.
So I'm going to get this out of the way right now in saying that the one complaint that I will agree with that they should have done differently is make seasons 7 and 8 each 10 episodes long. Yeah. Have season 7 end with the Battle at Winterfell killing the Night King. Season 8 is all about who's going to finish and sit on the throne.
I think that would have been great.
I will acknowledge that's probably would have been better.
What that show has done so well and had done so well up until about season 7-ish was really fleshing out all these storylines, really making each character very interesting. Season 8 Cersei Lannister, one of the most interesting villains ever put to film, television, whatever, just boiled down to a character that was looking out a window drinking wine, and then died.
Okay, I heard that complaint before I started watching.
Right.
And she did not spend the entire past 2 seasons looking out a window drinking wine.
That
was overblown. That's overblown. That was like a scene.
But really, I mean, what she did in season 8 was bring in a golden company, which did not amount to anything. She brought in the people of King's Landing into the Red Keep to use them as a human shield, which did not amount to anything. They said
that she was going to do that because she said that she was going to make Dany have to go through all the people, slaughter them if they want to kill her. And Dany fell into her plans.
Well, my point is, I guess, is that for such a well-written character, for such a good, devious character, I would have liked to see one more last hurrah out of her, I guess.
That was her last hurrah. The plan that she put into play was to gain a whole bunch of free will from the people by letting them into the Red Keep, doing effectively nothing for her, but giving it so that Dany has to burn through all of these people if she wants to get to the throne. She's the one who forced Dany to dehumanize herself by having to burn everybody to the ground, and she fell into her trap. That's exactly what she wanted to do. That's exactly what Cersei wanted to happen, and that's what did happen.
I generally I'm happy with how everything ended.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jon finally killing Daenerys was good. I think that was kind of what should have happened with Jaime. And I think they made that parallel between those two characters of, Jaime never really accepting that his loved one was evil, and never growing that final step, that never completing his story arc in admitting that his lover was evil, and then
that's the thing. Snow. He admitted that she was awful, but I really like what happened with Jaime because that was all like, it confirms what the Lannisters are all about. They put family ahead of everything.
But yeah, and then having Jon Snow be the character that did act upon his evil lover, I like that. I really like that they actually did go with Arya going west of Westeros because I had wanted that to be her end.
No, it's because they want to do a spin-off show.
I hope that they do, and I hope that they don't do, because I like ambiguous endings, of course. Mm-hmm. I like wonder, because as far as the rest of the Starks are concerned, Arya's dead now to them at this point. You
Not
know,
dead to
she's
them.
probably never going to come back to Westeros.
Probably
you
not.
know?
No.
So I like having the ambiguity of it and, leaving it there. But if they do a spin-off show, I think that would be kick-ass because I love Arya. Sansa being Queen of the North, I loved because she was the best ruler that they painted out in that show. She understood the politics very well. She understood how to get what she needed to happen. I think that they did well with that. So I think that her being on the cold throne, I guess you could call it, was good.
And she had the absolute best line in the entire series, I would argue. One of the best ones.
Which one? Was it when Edmure Tully was talking?
Oh, that was good, but no, it was season 7, episode 1, where they're in Winterfell and Littlefinger's, manipulating her.
Yes.
And he's about to leave, and she's just like, it's like, you don't need to seize the last word, Littlefinger. I'll assume it was something clever.
That is a very good line. Yeah, I'm glad that they kept her really well written the entire show. I think she was probably one of the best written characters now, because I still am slightly angry with the Jaime ending. I've kind of come to terms with it at this point.
I think it's completely fitting for his character.
It is fitting, but I would have liked if Jaime would have just stabbed Cersei, I would have been happy with that. I think I kind of mentioned that.
Kid was in her still.
I know, and that would have made it so much more tragic, and it would have made me like Jaime even more because Jaime was my favorite character. But I mean,
Jaime had put protecting his family above everyone else, including his friendship with Tyrion. And honestly, that was, who can tell me that season 5 or season 8 sucks when you have Tyrion and Jaime's relationship just being fully fleshed out at the end. And Tyrion had to kill his own father and strangled the woman that he loved. And the moment he cried was seeing his brother dead, his only friend.
Well, that further solidifies the fact that all of the best goddamn scenes in that show are all Jaime scenes, because him and Tyrion talking when Tyrion released him from Dany's camp was one of the best scenes in season 8, in my opinion. Just because it was really them saying goodbye finally, and he knew that one of them were gonna die.
When you're talking about good scenes, I'm thinking Battle of Winterfell, when they're all lined up in front of the fire, and then Sir Podrick's out here singing his song.
That was a great scene too. On
top of when they're all in Winterfell, and Brienne's like, "Don't get drunk, Podrick. We have stuff to do." And then Tyrion's still looking at Podrick, and he's like, "Yeah, give me some
more." I think some of the best scenes from season 8 were definitely that scene. The scene with Pod singing was really good. That was a very, very well done scene.
Podrick's the best character.
He's the best fucking character. He's really, really good.
He becomes a knight in the end. It's so great.
I'm so happy that they did that and they didn't kill off Pod. I would have fucking lost it if they killed off Pod.
I would have lost it so much.
And I'm glad that Brienne was able to finish out Jaime Lannister's story in the Book of White.
Brienne, that's such a fantastic arc.
I agree. I think that was another one of the characters that her story never dipped. I think her story was
she got to sleep with Jaime not once but twice.
Nice.
And then even though that he left her, even though even she knew from the bottom of her heart that this was not a romantic relationship on his part.
Right.
She had to have known. She did know that, but she still always thought of Jaime as a hero and as a quality guy.
Right. And she was really the only person that did.
2 damn pages of just praising Jaime.
Right.
In the Book of the Night, after they're just besmirching him, calling him a Kingslayer.
And that was my Twitter description for a while is my favorite Jaime line when he's in the hot tub talking to Brienne and he passes out and Brienne says, "Come quick, the Kingslayer," and he says, "Jaime, my name's Jaime," because that's his thing. He wants to be a good, noble person. He wants to be that, but he's always got that shadow looming over him.
That was the coolest part for me about watching through game. At least one of the coolest parts about watching through it all at once, because like in the first couple seasons, it delves into like people are like, oh, he's the Kingslayer. It's a really cool title for him. But then like as they get more into the Jamie stuff, it's like he resents this, and it's actually an insult because he did the one thing he shouldn't have done, which was he needs to protect the king.
And he did it because he knew that it was the correct choice, you know. Mm-hmm. And that makes him he's still going to be one of my favorite characters ever put to a show ever, because he's really well written. Tyrion, his end was good. I'm actually happy with the Bronn the Broken ending too.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was a good subverted expectation, in my opinion.
Okay. Did I tell you that I got the ending spoiled for me?
Did you? Oh shit.
It was this on the Sunday, like few hours before the actual finale.
Yeah.
I was like on Facebook and I saw somebody, like it was like ESPN posted the like here are the official gambling odds for who's going to land on the throne before season 8 premiered. And somebody in the comments were like, why are we posting this? Jon kills Jon stabs Dany and Bran sits on the throne. It's already been leaked. I'm like, well,
shit.
Well, thanks, Facebook.
But yeah, I'm happy with that ending. I know some people were like, oh, he just sat there and did nothing, but
mm-hmm.
He is a very powerful character within the world of Westeros. Yep. So I'm fine with how that ended.
I absolutely hate people's complaints that Bran sits on the throne. They're like, oh, he's the guy in the project that does nothing but still gets an A at the end. Right. Or he just sits in a chair and manipulates everybody to get himself the king. Or, why he has such a stupid reason because he can tell a good story. That's why he's the king. Jon literally had these huge ass arcs where he's like gets stabbed by his own people, but still comes back and leads them and get blah blah blah. I'm like, that's not the Bran didn't have a good story. That's not why he's the king. It's because he is basically the internet.
He's Google. Yeah, exactly.
He has a synthesis of all information previously set before him and what's going on. And he has everything that happened, so he knows how situations play out. If you think about this for more than 3 seconds, it becomes obvious why he'd be a good king.
I mean, they even showed it when he was talking about his wheelchair. He said that it was one of the Targaryens' old wheelchairs, and he loved this design. He knows good designs, I guess you could say. He knows how to do things correctly because he can see the outcomes of similar things in the past. You know,
I hate all the complaints about this because I think it's a clear case of people like loving to dogpile on something because everybody else is making fun of it, and it's easier to make fun of something than it is to defend it. Because I truly think that this was fine all the way through.
I had my problems with it still, but yeah, I think it was generally fine. It's over now. We have what we have. So you can either be pissed off at what we have, or you can look at it in a bubble and say, okay,
it makes sense.
Look at everything how it is, it makes sense. You know,
because who can complain? Like, who can be like, oh, Dany wouldn't have burned the city down when she literally crucified 200 people who had literally, most of them had nothing to do with anything on why she crucified them.
I think my complaint with that scene was more film theory based, I guess you could say. Because I would have liked to have had a more build up of her snapping, I guess.
She did.
She did have a good build up.
She crucified 200 people. She killed Varys before it all happened. Right. She literally killed one random slave guy to her dragons and like, hey, that's a threat. Do what I want.
Oh, that was one of the masters.
She's mad. It's very clear throughout the entire thing that this was how it was going to end up.
Right. And I'm fine with her burning down the city and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think that if I think it would have played better on screen if they would have. I think people would have accepted it better on screen if they would have just had Rhaegal die in that fight at King's Landing. Because then it would have still kept up the air of danger of the Scorpions and the Iron Fleet.
See,
if they would have had that happen, and then that would have been like. But I do like I in that same vein, I do like how they had the bells ringing, the city giving up, and her still being like, "Fuck it,"
Yeah. See, I think where Rhaegon died was even fine because like that was her being careless on on a death that that shouldn't have happened, but it was her being cocky, just her thinking that everybody was going to welcome her with open arms.
Right.
It was very clear. Like people are going to look back at all 8 seasons and realize that this was going to happen from the very beginning. And it's going to be a great example of the descent if you page through it throughout all 8 seasons, all 8 years that the show was released. And it's going to be very clear that this was the inevitable conclusion from the very beginning. And it's going to play that way. We don't need a full season of her losing her mental state because that's what we had. We had 7 full seasons before it.
Absolutely. I think that's fair. Now, do you have anything that you would like to see? Because I think they've announced that there's going to be like 3, maybe 4, even 5 spinoffs. Do you have any requests for spinoffs?
Can we talk about how Sam proposed democracy and then everybody laughed?
That was great. That was a great scene because like they actually showed him like talking it up a little bit and like actually describing how it worked. Like, and then they're like, "Oh, fuck you."
As soon as he like started that second sentence where he started talking about democracy, I inevitably knew where this was going.
Right.
I would absolutely love to just watch a season of a show about politics on that small council of Tyrion, like, Sam, Bronn, and Sir Davos.
Oh yeah.
Can we talk about how good Sir Davos's arc was?
Fantastic. Absolutely.
Just like straight up him being an illiterate man, where Stannis
Baratheon,
was out here correcting his grammar like fewer, not less. The entire time, him learning to read, going from like a child's level of reading to actually going by the end of the season correcting people's grammar and doing the exact same corrections that Stannis did to him.
Right. That was a good one. He was one of another character that did not really have too many bad scenes with him. I always really liked Sir Davos.
Sir Davos, good guy.
Very good guy. But yeah, so we're gonna have probably. I say once production costs and everything are all finalized, I say we'll probably get either 2 or 3 spinoffs. I don't think that they'll get all 4 or 5.
Yeah.
But if we got, we'll say 3. Do you have any what you would like to see out of 3 spinoffs?
I mean, personally, I'd like to see just small council meetings and 22 minutes a pop, but I know that's not going to happen.
Right.
I think a good prediction is just, Arya going west of Westeros.
Yeah.
Jon Snow and the Freemen north of the Wall.
I'd be happy with that.
Maybe stuff happening in Braavos or Essos.
I think the things that I've kind of heard tossed around are the Age of Heroes, right when the
they were talking. Oh yeah, what am I thinking recent? Because they're going to talk about stuff from because George R.R. Martin wants to do anthology stuff.
And I think that as much as I hated the fact that they didn't give much storyline to the Night Walkers or the White Walkers, I think that they'll probably do a good amount of that if they do a flashback show.
Because it was kind of like barely hinted in season 6 when they're just like, oh, here's this creepy leaf girl. Oh yeah, her people created the White Walkers out of nowhere. Like, oh.
Right. And I would have liked, because there were so many theories getting tossed around about what like the end game for the Night King was to have after he. I mean, because really, what does killing everyone in Westeros accomplish for you?
Yeah.
Even after you've wiped out memory, what does that do for the Night King? They kind of drove up this character as having some kind of ambition, and then didn't pay off on that. I would have liked to see maybe like if the Night King thought that there was a way to get cured or something like that. Well, I don't know. But
it's interesting. My thought, just off the top of my head, is that they were created to combat the First Men by the
children.
The children. And so my thought is that it could just be like the program has gone rogue.
Right.
And they're trying to do as much as they possibly can to just get rid of the threat.
Right.
Turning against their masters.
And I would like to see maybe the first Dance of Dragons, which was when Valyria, the Doom of Valyria happened, and then the first Targaryens came over to Dragonstone.
Yeah.
And then like their conquest of Westeros the first time. I think that would be a really good show.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that if that one, the first time the White Walkers came, and Arya West of Westeros, I think those would be 3 good spin-off shows. Yep. For sure.
Brienne should have just fell in love with Tormund.
Oh, maybe
they could make big babies together.
They'd conquer the world. Great big beasts. I'm glad that Tormund. I was happy. Speaking of that, I'm happy with the Jon Snow ending because I don't think he would have been a good king. And I was even watching the scene just today of Tywin talking to what was
was it Tyrion?
No, the other
it was Tommen.
Tommen, that's his name. When he was saying like,
what's it mean to be a good ruler?
Yeah, and he said like a strong king, and he said, well, yeah, your father, Robert Baratheon, was a strong king, but there's a difference between taking over a kingdom and ruling it, and that's kind of like, what it would have been for Jon.
Why are you showing us why are you giving us that scene 4 seasons earlier and being like Bran was not a good choice for king? Like,
exactly, he can
Tywin
see
knew what he was
talking
Tywin
about. Did because Tywin was one of the best. Oh my god, he was a fantastic character. Easily one of the best written characters in that show.
It was great.
Oh,
I forgot about that, but that's just good foreshadowing.
Right. Like it doesn't matter that he won the kingdoms. There's a difference between ruling the kingdoms and winning them.
Was Tyrion in that scene?
No. It was Cersei, Tom, and Tyrion.
Yeah, because he'd be in prison at that point.
Yes. Because that was right after Joffrey died.
God. I will say that it ended with a ton of poetry.
Right.
I must say, with a mad Targaryen trying to take it over.
Another Targaryen
quenched at the hands of a Stark and a Lannister, even, where an older Targaryen, as well as Stark, was left at the Night's Watch north.
Right. Well, I for sure, Jon was just like, oh, fuck the Night's Watch. I'm going north.
Dude, he gets to bro it out with Tormund. That's such a great ending for it.
Such a good ending. And really, I mean, the Wildlings were the only people that consistently accepted him. You know, even they were cautious of him at first, but they took him in, and they didn't give a shit that he was a bastard.
He gets to bro it with Tormund and Ghost. It's fantastic.
Yeah. So they were the only people that really respected him the entire time. I mean, every other character in that show gave Jon a bunch of shit at some point in their lives.
And he's still going to go back to Winterfell here and there and meet Sansa.
Well, I don't think he can go much south of the Wall because he is technically supposed to be on the Wall.
Yeah, well, all the Unsullied and everybody are in North, so.
Yeah, what? How the fuck will they know? He could just sneak down there. He'll be fine.
Also, why does he need to be at the Wall? What's he guarding north?
Not
keeping the Freeman out. White Walkers are gone.
I have no fucking clue why they even bothered. I think they didn't know what to do with the Night's Watch, and they needed a reason for him to go back up there.
Like militia. I mean, it's also a good poetry ending.
Right. Like they wanted that to be his ending, but they didn't know exactly how to get him there. So they're like, "Fuck it, the Night's Watch is still there for no reason."
I mean, it makes sense because they're still going to have some people out there who are responsible for taking care of everything.
Right. I am generally fine with how everything ended. I have my problems, but whatever. It's over. It's done.
Sir Podrick, pusher of carts.
Pusher of carts.
Lover of women.
One of the other best scenes in that season 8 was him walking off with 2 girls in the background.
Was that in season 8? When was that? When was that?
It's after the battle. You see everyone like when when the Hound or when Sander Clegane was getting hit on by that one girl, and he told her to fuck off, basically.
Okay.
You see her walk off, and she's in the back, and you see Pod talking to her, and he's already got one girl under his arm, and he's talking to her a little bit, and then he puts his arm over her, and they both walk off screen.
Sir Podrick, knight with 3 legs.
Love him.
Love him. I guess I called what happened because that was the previous week was the episode. Oh no, I entitled episode 11 King Podrick, not Sir Podrick.
Because I would have loved if it was Podrick King Podrick. I would have been fine with that.
Let's take a character who is not even main build as an actor. Let's give him the crown.
Right, yeah, fuck it. Why not? Just to really piss everyone off.
Who says no? He's a king we can all get behind.
Right. And sometimes in front of, so that he can peg us.
Like, we just talk about his arc too, where like he doesn't know how to fight anybody. He saves Tyrion's life. Brienne teaches him how to fight twice a day. And then by the end, before the Battle of Winterfell, he's actually teaching these other soldiers how to actually fight.
And then he became a knight. And then, I mean, hopefully his ending after that would be after Brienne dies, he becomes Lord Commander of the Kingsguard.
You know, Podrick is going to be the one writing down Brienne's story in the book.
Oh, for sure. Sure. Oh, so
Jaime
good.
knighting Brienne was one of my favorite scenes from that.
Yeah, that was really good too.
That entire pre-battle stuff was just great.
Again, reinforcing my my statement that every good scene in Game of Thrones had something to do with Jaime. Not every, but
come on.
Some of the best scenes in that show.
Tyrion giving the horse to Podrick, and then Podrick coming back with the money, and they're all like, "Wait, what?"
Tell us everything.
I found a 5-minute supercut of Best of Podrick. I'm going to send you, and you can watch after we're done recording here.
Please do. Speaking of ending recording, we've only got 14 minutes until that Pokemon conference, so I think it's time to start cutting it.
I guess.
All right. Well, next week we're gonna have let's see, we're gonna have stage 3 predictions. We're gonna go over. Hopefully, they'll have map pools and everything, and patch notes and everything for stage 3. So we'll go over that.
Hopefully.
We don't have Game of Thrones to talk about anymore. Start watching Barry. We'll talk about Barry.
I don't want to watch Barry. We're probably going to cancel our subscription.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Did you see the math somebody did on Game of Thrones? Like, hey, we got Game of Thrones, or HBO for Game of Thrones in 2011. We did the math, and I spent $1,440 watching Game of Thrones. Like, damn, I watched almost the entire series in a week and a half, but...
And you could have gotten that on your free trial for HBO.
Oh, man. I'd hate to be done.
But yeah, so we'll have stage 3 next week coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And our review of all the Pokemon stuff, too.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
We get more Pokemon predictions after this week, too.
Oh, can't wait.
Oh, man.
All right.
Great.
Well, thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
Since the anniversary's going on.
And Connor, you need that honeydew skin.
I do need that honeydew skin.
So to get it, wanna what you should do?
What should I do?
You should play the game so you might get it in your free legendary box. Or you could just buy more loot boxes.
Buy more loot boxes.
I will see you.
See you later.
Goodbye.